Somebody just go to movies. I hate the shit.
Well, hello there. Welcome to another episode of Onlookers. Onlookers, am I right? It's been what, 2 months to another Onlookers. Here I got my boys in the building. I know you guys know me, Bill Plus the host. I got over here.
It's George. What's up? King Gino. How's it going?
So today, guys, we're gonna have a special episode of the mock draft, or whatever you want to call it. So pretty much today will be today's pretty much Thursday because this video will be uploaded on Thursday, and the draft is about a couple hours from now. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a mock draft about it. George, do you want to take it away? Go ahead.
Yeah. So what concept is? All of us have about 10 or 11 teams. We'll be drafting in order of right now. There are trades, and every team gets 1 minute on the clock.
Let's list the teams that each of us have. So George, you start.
So I have the Jets at pick 3. I have the Giants at pick 6, the Broncos at pick 10, the Dolphins at pick 13, the Redskins at pick 15, the Giants at pick 17, the Steelers at pick 20, the Texans at pick 23, the Colts at pick 26, the Chargers at pick 28, the Rams at pick 31.
And Cage, what teams do you have for your
draft? My first pick will be the first overall pick actually in the draft, which is the Cardinals, followed by the 4th overall Raiders, 7th overall Jags, 9th overall Bills, 11th overall Bengals, 14th overall Falcons, 18th overall Vikings, 21 overall Seahawks, 24 overall Raiders, 27 overall Raiders, and 29 overall Seahawks.
Nice. And for my picks, I got the 2nd overall San Francisco 49ers. 5th pick, I got Tampa Bay Buccaneers, aka the irrelevant team. I got the no Super Bowl Lions at the 8th pick. I got the one-man team Packers at the 12th pick. I got the one-man team Panthers at the 16th. The Titans are also irrelevant at the 19th pick. The Ravens, who've lost pretty much the entire defense at 22. The Eagles, who somehow win games. I don't even know how they do at 25. The Packers, once again, at the 30th pick. And then my Patriots. Can't wait to get to them. So let's get synced out. So here in about 30 seconds, we will have the Cardinals on the clock here. So without further ado, guys, you guys ready to get started with this mock draft?
Yes, sir.
All right. The Cardinals are on the clock.
All right, so I think this is what everyone's expecting. Pretty easy. Nick Bosa.
Fuck.
The Cardinals will select Nick Bosa out of Ohio State, brother of Joey Bosa.
So you think
that's mine?
So is going to go to the Cardinals?
That is my pick. Yes.
The 49ers are on the clock. All right, boys. So we got the 49ers on the clock here. With the first pick, the Cardinals obviously took Nick Bosa. So if you're the San Francisco 49ers, I mean, a lot of people say you got to trade this pick away. You got to trade it away. I don't think you trade this pick away. I think you got to go for another edge guy, the second best edge rusher in the draft here. I think you go with Ed Oliver. Now a lot of people say Quentin Williams. What about Quentin Williams? I think you already have Buckner in the middle. I'm forgetting the other guys.
Ed Oliver's defensive tackle.
Yeah, defensive tackle.
So why are you picking him? You just said they don't need another middle player, and that's why they're not taking Quentin Williams. No, he isn't.
He's a defensive.
Yeah, 3. I mean, I guess you can play him at both if you want, which is, I guess, what you're gonna do.
Shit. All right. Well, I'm still going Ed Oliver for the pick. So I think Ed Oliver with Buckner on the defense line is gonna be both the defense line. So yeah, that's the pick I got.
Now.
All right.
So for the Jets at number 3, there's basically 2 players that I'm picking. Now, it was gonna be a slam dunk pick because I thought one of these players would have been gone, but with the surprise pick at number 2, I'm stuck between 2 players. But I'm going to go draft need over draft talent, and I'm going to take Josh Allen, edge rusher, out of Kentucky.
Very, very nice. Very nice. All right. Here we go. The 4th pick. The Oakland Raiders are on the clock.
All right. As much as I want Mr. Gruden to have trust in his reliable 4 back there, I think the Raiders will select Mr. Kyler Murray. my pick for the Raiders at number 4.
Kyler Murray going to the Raiders.
Wow, that's kind of a surprise there. But I mean, if he falls here, I could absolutely see him going at number 4 just because Gruden is dumb.
Yes. I believe if the Cardinals don't get Murray, I think he will fall to the Raiders. And so that's his
so. Mm-hmm.
All right. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so for my pick at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, aka the irrelevant team, aka James Winston's team of groping women, for my pick, this is a slam dunk pick in my opinion. I think you gotta go Devin White on the line. I think what was that? Oh, this is a notification right here. Yeah, I think you gotta go Devin White for this one. Especially since that defense is, I mean, let's agree, it's one of the worst in the league. But I mean, it is against a very pass-heavy division that they play in. You got Saints that are very pass-heavy. You got the Panthers that pretty much both of them. I mean, they are a running team. And then the Falcons, who are very pass-heavy. So I think Devin White is going to be a very, very great addition to that defense, and he's going to bolster them up and help them out a lot.
Why do the Buccaneers not trade down here?
I think you got to go with Devin White. I think he's better than trading down for whatever you can get and lower the draft.
All right, well. All right.
And that's
the 6th pick.
Giants. But I'm sorry. That was the Bucs you said, right?
Yeah, the Bucs.
Yeah, Bucs take Devin White. So with the Giants on the clock, I'm taking what I think is the best quarterback in this class, and that's Dwayne Haskins. And I'm so happy nobody traded up with the Buccaneers to take him. I'm absolutely taking Dwayne Haskins out of Ohio State University, quarterback. Finally getting rid of that crappy QB in Eli Manning.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, boys, and the pick is in for the Jaguars, and who is the pick?
The pick ain't in yet, homie. All right.
I don't know how you want to format this guy. I'm really trying to figure it out. Because when's the thing gonna happen? The sound.
It's gonna happen after the guy makes their pick and explains it away. Then it'll go bum 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 like that. That's what it'll do.
All right, just continue, Cage.
All right. Jaguars. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna flip a nice coin here for this one. I know George hates that, but I'm gonna flip one. All right. Heads my first choice. Tails my second choice. Obviously. Ugh. All right. My pick for the Jaguars is Brian Burns.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa! Really?
It's projected at 16.
I mean, I think he's better than 16. Brian Burns is one of my favorite players in this draft. So I really like the pick. It's just surprising that because the Jaguars have all those edge players that they don't go offensive line or they don't go with Quinnen Williams, who's still on the board.
Interesting pick, and a very, very solid pick. So now the Lions are on the clock. And so for the Lions here at this pick, we all know they have no Super Bowls, as everyone knows that pretty much. They're the butt of every joke. Sorry, Noah, but I'm a user of these jokes because he dipped on us. So I would say that they would trade this pick away. So let me explore some trades out there. Who would be willing to trade for my 8th pick?
I think the Dolphins are calling you up.
All right, who has the Dolphins?
Let's see. I believe I have the Dolphins.
Okay, what will you? Let's see what we can do here. So you get my 8th pick. I'll get your 13th.
Right. And I'll give you a 3rd round pick in this year's draft and a 3rd round pick in next year's draft.
I think it might be the move, my guy.
All right.
Say less. So you have the 8th pick now. What are you gonna do?
The Dolphins select Drew Lock, quarterback out of Missouri.
Whoa. The who?
My timer went off. Go ahead, continue.
Drew Lock, quarterback out of Missouri. They jump up in front of the Broncos to take him.
Wow. So you got
Dang.
at 8th pick. Wow, Drew Lock is off the board now. Sick. So now we got the Bills are on the clock.
All right, I'm gonna go right easier, right? I think the Bills are gonna select Jawan Taylor with a 9th overall pick.
Really, Quinnen Williams is still on the board, which is crazy.
Wait, what? How have I
Yeah.
not picked him yet?
You picked Ed Oliver. Nobody has picked him yet.
I've only had 2 picks. Wait, actually, no, I've had 3 picks. I said Tampa Bay was going to take Devin White. I mean, yeah, Devin White.
Well, I mean, you technically had 3 picks, but you traded down.
It was a good trade though. I get 2 extra picks, and this year I mean a third one. So, in the third round, there's a lot of good prospects in the third round.
Broncos. So now the Broncos are on the clock. And with not getting a quarterback, you got to go with the best player I think on the board, and that's the defensive tackle out of Alabama, Quentin Williams. That's a slam dunk pick. Thinking about maybe even trying to go for trying to maybe go for Devin Bush, who would be still on the board, but with Quentin Williams there, I got to take him.
Solid pick. I can't believe you fell that high. I mean that low.
I know. That's great. And Brian Burns went in front of him. So, I mean, some crazy stuff happening here.
So with the 10th pick just taken away, we got the Bengals at the 11th
No.
pick. Bengals on. Wait, what?
Yeah, no, that's right. You said the 10th pick, and I thought you were going to save it.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, I thought Bengals were 11th.
Yeah, the Bengals.
Yeah, they are. You're going.
Right, Bengals on.
Okay. Right off the bat here, Devin Bush. Bengals. They lost Montez. They need, some people will say maybe get a QB to help out Dalton or maybe give us a competition. No. How about your defense? Got shredded by Kansas City week 6. All right, week 7. My bad. You need help. Let's go get Devin Bush.
All right, so now the Packers on the clock. And so for my Packers, I'm gonna have 2 picks in a row because I traded with George. So I'll be doing this one and the next one. So the Packers pick here I gotta ask the question quick. Has Andre Dillard been taken off the board yet?
No, he is not.
Then I'm taking Andre Dillard with the 12th pick for the Packers. You have to protect Aaron Rodgers here, okay? Aaron Rodgers, he's getting an age. He's gonna need some sort of protection because he's gonna smoke in the backfield. You gotta help him some way, and I think building the offense line is the way to go. Now,
So,
wait, we're good.
why do you value Andre Dillard over somebody like Jonah Williams?
I think it's a tackle position. He plays left tackle, and that's, I mean, you can argue me wrong, but that's the most important position on the offensive line. The left tackle.
I can see that. The other thing I see is I think Jonah Williams is just a better prospect. So at least me personally,
Yeah.
he's a little bit higher on my board. But I mean,
Yeah.
both are gonna be a good pick. The only knock on Andre Dillard is that he's not a good running guy. He's a great pass protector, but on the running side, he's not great.
So now, since the Detroit Lions have a 13th pick on the draft, looking at a couple guys here, I think for this pick, you got to go with Jonah Williams. Right after Dillard gets picked, I think Jonah Williams is the next guy, the first guard / tackle off the board. He plays both positions. This is the next guy you get to go for here for the Lions at the 13th pick. I think he can fit that offense perfectly. I think you need help on Matthew Stafford. I think it's his fault too that they're not as good as they could be, but he can help them out very well because the offense line is complete shit. I mean, you cannot run the ball in the offense line, so you got to help them out some way. So that's what I got. They got a great running back too, so they need help them out as well. 14th pick.
The only thing I have about that is that Rashawn Gary is still on the board at edge rusher, and I think that he may be a good fit, especially if they're getting him in a good position at 13. So that would be my only knock on that. But
Chris, may you repeat your 13th pick again? I didn't get that one.
Oh, for my 13th pick?
Yes,
I
sir.
had Jonah Williams.
Okay.
Remember the Lions traded down.
Yeah, so the Lions have that pick. So now with the 14th pick, you got the Atlanta Falcons around the clock.
I was paying for 10. I was paying 10 to 7-8, so I don't know if he's gone. Montez Sweat, is he gone still? Is he gone?
No,
No, he's
He's
not.
not
Then
gone.
I believe the Atlanta Falcons will draft Montez Sweat with the 14th overall pick.
edge out of Mississippi State.
So now with the 15th pick, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna get traded, but let's go ahead and just say anyway. The Washington Redskins have the 15th pick, so they're on the clock.
Well, this would get traded, except for that they didn't. I didn't have to trade up to get a quarterback. I can stay at 15 and get a good quarterback. So I'm gonna take Daniel Jones out of Duke.
Daniel Jones out of Duke, sick. So now with the 16th pick, the Panthers are on the clock. And so for this one, I'm gonna take a little bit of a limb here. I'm gonna go with Chris Lindstrom. I think he's projected around this area. I think, but I think a lot of people haven't fallen back because of. I don't think he's been a very pass rushing wise. He hasn't been the greatest. And Cam Newton, we know how mobile he is as a quarterback. But I feel like he's gonna have to somehow like develop into that type of player. I think he could fit well in this system that the Carolina Panthers have with a running offense because he's a great run blocker. And so him with the other linemen that they got, he's gonna fit really well with him. And,
So Chris Lindstrom.
yes, Chris Lindstrom at 16.
Okay. At 17, the Giants pick again. And early in this draft, we drafted Dwayne Haskins. And now we got
Drew Lock, boys.
Drew Lock's already off the board.
I'm good.
That's okay. Let's see.
Oh, my bad. It's the other D. Just
You're
saying.
kind of stupid.
I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah. Oh, this is a slam dunk pick for me. I mean, he's dropping, but I think he's a really good pick. Give me Rashawn Gary out of Michigan.
Oh yeah, I was never close.
Rashawn Gary, edge rusher out of Michigan. I think that's perfect. Falls to 17. Could go as high as I think 8 if the Lions don't trade out of that pick. That's perfect pick for me.
So now with the 18th pick, the Minnesota Vikings.
All right. 18th overall pick, the Vikings select T.J. Hawkinson.
All right, yeah, I could see definitely a good weapon trying to get Kirk Cousins as many weapons as he can. Definitely the best tight end in the draft. So I 100% agree with that.
So now with the 19th pick, the Titans are on the clock, aka the mediocre team of the NFL. Besides the Bills, obviously, of course, they're the most mediocre. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the Titans, shall we? So you have Marcus Mariota, who throws more receptions than picks. Touchdowns. Your offense line is shit. Your receiver core is terrible. DK Metcalf will go at this big, 19 to Tennessee Titans.
Agreed. I agree with that one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
So now we have the 20th pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock. George, go on your 5-minute rant, please.
This is not going to be a 5-minute rant because I definitely wanted Devin Bush out of Michigan. I really wanted him to fall. That's what I really want to pick here. He unfortunately goes to the rival in the Bengals. So we're going to take the best corner on the board here, Byron Murphy out of Washington.
Oh, yeah, by the way, a lot of corners are being taken here pretty soon. That's how the draft's usually going to go in the road draft as well.
What?
Well, a lot of corners are going to be selected at this range right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just wait for a bunch of corners to be taken here.
All right, so now with the 21st pick, the Seattle Seahawks are 21st or 21st.
Yeah, 21st.
On the clock.
Ooh. Okay. Agent Boom's gone. They need somebody, right?
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Kind of. They need somebody back there. I'm gonna think. If the Seahawks are smart, they do what I want to do. But what I think they're about to do is go and get Greedy Williams. You know what?
God fucking damn it.
No. Oh God. Okay, yeah. You know what? I'll say it for Chris. Then yeah, Greedy Williams.
I would be surprised if they didn't try and trade back from this pick. To be honest, like in the real draft, but Greedy Williams, that's good. I do not like Greedy Williams. He's not a physical player, and I don't think he plays like he's not an every down player. He doesn't play out with all his heart. I think he has great ball skills. I think he's really good coverage wise. I think he could be the next Marcus Peters. I just don't like his effort, and I don't like what he gives out on the field, especially because he hates tackle.
Let's rephrase that. The next KC Marcus Peters. There you go.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
At the 22 spot, the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock, aka our quarterback is a running back. So pretty much here at this Ravens spot, you lost pretty much your entire defense, almost not the entire defense, but like in the front seven, they're just screwed. Okay, so I think personally, I don't trade this pick because you need this pick. Okay, and Rashawn Gary is the way to go for this pick. I think he's the player you need to take off.
Rashawn Gary's already taken.
Fuck my life.
Wait, is Clinton Farrell gone?
No.
All right. Well, shit. Let me get a second here. So then I think this pick out's going to Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence out of. I think he's a pick you got to go for here for the Ravens. You need to get that defensive line back up. That defensive line has. It's been a shit. So I mean, you've lost pretty much what made your defensive line good and your linebackers as well. So just somehow get Dexter Lawrence is going to go for this pick.
Number 22.
Number 23, the Texans are on the clock.
I mean, this is a pretty easy pick for me here. Gonna take a corner because most of ours are gone, and I'm gonna take the best one still on the board. That's DeAndre Baker out of Georgia.
At 24 spot, the Oakland Raiders are on the clock.
All right. Marshall Lynch just retired. Need somebody else. Josh Jacobs is their man. 24 overall pick, Josh Jacobs.
At the 25th spot, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock, and I'm 100% trading this pick away. So,
But who are you trading it to?
I'm trying to. If I were the Eagles, I'd probably fall in the first round and trade for some second rounders and some third rounders for this one. Who would I trade it for? Shit. Maybe to a team that. Who would trade up for this pick at the spot right now? Because I'm trying to look at the players who are still on the board right now, and who would want to jump up to get those players. You got the Colts, the Raiders, you got the Chargers, you got the Seahawks, the Packers, Rams, and Patriots. Now, I could see the Patriots easily trading up for this pick. Now, why would they do that? Because they, I know Rob Gronkowski has retired. I know Noah Fant has been really going around. Could he be picked at?
Yeah, Noah Fant. Mm-hmm.
Noah Fant. I think they trade to get Noah Fant at the 25th spot.
So the Patriots trade up to get Noah Fant, and you can do that. So it's both your teams. So
the Patriots go 32nd pick, a third and a fourth. They go up 7 spots.
For the 25th.
Yeah, they'll go up 7 spots, the 25th pick, and then that means that the Eagles will fall back to the 32nd. And so with the 25th pick, I got Noah Fant. If that's how you say that.
Noah Fant.
Noah Fant to the New England Patriots. With the 26th pick, we got the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock.
Oh my God, the Indianapolis culture are ecstatic because this man is fallen, and they're gonna take Clelin Ferrell out of Clemson.
Well, Georgia's a fucking N-word. You know, I bet the Colts are a fucking N-word.
I was thinking maybe Jonathan Abrams for that pick, but I see where you're coming from for that. Yeah, he's falling.
I mean, if Ferrell's gonna fall,
yeah,
that's it. If Ferrell gets picked, then I'm definitely taking Abrams. But I think because Ferrell is still there, you gotta take him.
So with the 27th pick, the Oakland Raiders are on the clock.
All right, I've been saying this for a year now. What Gruden's doing over there in Oakland, he's building a powerhouse. He's gonna follow Casey's roots. He's gonna go all offense. So I think Gruden pulls the trigger and gets Mr. AB's cousin, Hollywood Brown. Is that correct?
Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Hollywood Brown to the Raiders. They team up. They become the next big offense with Kyler Murray, their quarterback. And you know what? Maybe they even trade Derek Carr for some picks. I don't know. But that's for a different type of story. So, but final pick, Marquise Brown.
With the 28th pick, the Los Angeles Chargers, a.k.a. the little brother to the Rams, the ones that want to get the toys but can't get them because they're too small, are on the clock.
Now, the Chargers really have a need for defensive tackle. But I'm not seeing an amazing defensive tackle here that actually, wait a second. Yeah, the Chargers are taking a defensive tackle. Christian Wilkins out of Clemson fell to 28. That's a snag.
All right, the Seahawks are back on the clock. This is a Chiefs pick, by the way, so.
Fuck you.
Touche.
Okay, well, this is blockbuster pick from the Seahawks. You know, no one expects him to do this, right? If he's on the, is Cody Ford still on the board?
Cody Ford is on the board.
Well, then the Seahawks finally do what they're always supposed to do is pick an offensive lineman. Cody Ford.
I'll be fucking get AIDS.
Okay,
My
then.
next pick was really Cody Ford for the Packers. Dope. All right. Recalibrating.
Wait, George 128, Christian who?
Christian Wilkins.
All right. So we got 29 done.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the Packers are on the clock. And since you took my fucking guy I wanted, I'm going to get the next best offensive line that's on the board right now. So you got a few options here, but so the Packers have already picked. Let me go see what the pick was. Forget.
They picked Andre Dillard.
Andre Dillard is a tackle. Right. So I think the next best move is you got to go with Mr. Eric McCoy. That's the center for your line because
Garrett Bradbury is still on the board.
Garrett Bradbury is still on the board. Say less.
Are you still going with McCoy?
You just brought me some light there. Thank you. I'm going Bradbury. So the Packers will take him. They're going to have a great offensive line. The two great additions, rookies. I'm going to see how they predict. They're probably not going to do as well as they could, but I think they have a lot of potential. So with the 31st pick, we got the Los Angeles Rams are on the clock.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the Rams here, they need a playmaker. I think they're going to go with N'Keal Harry out of Arizona State University.
Alrighty, and with the last pick in the draft, who traded from the 25th pick, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. And I've actually had a little bit of a little bit of trouble on this pick. And I think with the injuries that why am I forgetting his name? The Eagles tackle like the all pro.
Jason Peters.
With his injury history that he's had, I think you got to get a replacement for him. So I got to go with Dalton Risner. Yes, I think you go with him at that 32nd pick. He's gonna be like kind of like a little bit of replacement, but like kind of. I think they play my right tackle. I think right tackle will be for him now. As soon as Peters gets injured, put him at left tackle where he belongs, and see how it goes. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the first round is complete. George, you have a recap, right? Like you're all shit down. I'm guessing, guys.
Yeah, no, I wrote it all down. The Cardinals in number 1 taking Nick Bosa is probably not what's going to happen in the draft tomorrow night, but I think, they're probably going to pick Kyler Murray, or they're going to trade to the Raiders to pick Kyler Murray. Either of those would be, I think, really, really fun. But I definitely think the Cardinals should take Nick Bosa. I think that was a great pick there by Cage. 49ers taking Ed Oliver. That was stupid, with Quinnen Williams still on the board, and then you also could have gone Josh Allen out of Kentucky, which I think is exactly what the Jets needed to do there, finding an edge rusher for the first time in what seems like forever. Then the Raiders take Kyler Murray out of Oklahoma. Obviously, I'm not a super fan of that pick, but the Raiders want to start over with a new offense. I could absolutely see Kyler Murray going to the Raiders at 5. Devin White gets taken out of LSU, the linebacker. That one is troubling to me because I love the fit, I love the pick, but I don't love that they could have traded down and maybe even gotten a Devin Bush later in the round, because I think that would have been just a perfect fit in being able to get some draft capital, because the Bucks suck. Giants at 6. If Dwayne Haskins is on the board at 6 and the Giants don't draft him, I'm going to fly up to New York and slap the shit out of Dave Gettleman. Moving on. Number 7, Jaguars take Brian Burns out of Florida. Now, out of Florida State. I love Brian Burns, but I do not think he's going at number 7, especially with Quinnen Williams still on the board. So, I don't know about that pick. I think even Montez Sweat might be a better player than him, but I love what Brian Burns brings out of Florida State. Then at 8, surprise trade. Dolphins trade up with the Lions to take Drew Lock, quarterback out of Missouri. This is basically just to get in front of the Broncos, and the Lions want to trade down to acquire some more draft capital, and they did exactly that. Bills at 9, take a knee. Jawan Taylor, best tackle on the board. I like that pick, but I think they should take the player that's still there, which is Quinnen Williams, and the Broncos take that at pick 10 and get a complete steal. Think steal of the draft there. Quinnen Williams out of Alabama. Bengals at 11 take Devin Bush. Perfect fit. I really like the fit for them, which kind of sucks, especially since they lost Perfect. I think that's a good replacement. Pick 12, the Packers take Dillard out of Washington State. I like Williams a little bit better, as we talked about, but still not a bad pick. The only other thing I could see them doing is taking T.J. Hawkinson out of Iowa there with the 12th pick. Lions at 13, taking Jonah Williams. You need some offensive line, but Rashawn Gary is still there, and I think that maybe should be the move. Falcons taking Montez Sweat out of Mississippi State. I like the fit. The only thing is I think that they need a defensive tackle a bit more than they need the edge, but it's still a good fit. I'm a big fan of Montez Sweat. Redskins stay at 15, take Daniel Jones. I think that's a good pick just because, you don't have to move anywhere and you get a QB of the future. And Panthers at 16, take Chris Lindstrom, offensive guard, Boston College. I think Garrett Bradbury's a bit better, and I also think that you have a couple edge players still there in Rashawn Gary and Clelin Ferrell that you could absolutely take, but still not a bad pick. Giants at 17 get another steal in Rashawn Gary, edge out of Michigan. I like the fit, I like the pick, and you find somebody that can play basically anywhere on the defensive line. Vikings, they get a playmaker, T.J. Hawkinson, not much to talk about there. Same thing, Titans just trying to get a playmaker, DK Metcalf. The Steelers at number 20, they can't get Bush, so they get the best corner in the draft, which is Tyron Murphy out of Washington. Seahawks take Greedy Williams. Not a big fan of his game, as we talked about, but then again, he's still a decent play, and I think the Seahawks like their tall, lanky corners. Dexter Lawrence out of Clemson at 22. I don't know about that one, Chief. There's Clelin Ferrell and Christian Wilkins still on the board, both teammates of Lawrence, and I think both better players than Lawrence. Plus, you have a bunch of corners still on the board, which the Texans took at 23. They need a corner. They got a corner. DeAndre Baker out of Georgia. 24, the Raiders get Josh Jacobs, which I could 100% see them doing, but I think that may be 27 pick. Try and get a defensive playmaker at 24. At 25, this one really surprised me. The Patriots trading up to take Noah Fant out of Iowa. I do like the fit, but I don't know how much draft capital the Patriots want to get up. Colts at 26 get a complete steal in Clelin Ferrell out of Clemson. Raiders at 27 take a receiver, trying to get Brown and Brown to play together. I like it, but I still think a defensive player is really in need there, especially after trading their best defensive player in. I'm on a blank here. No, who's on the Bears right now? That's like their best defensive player. I'm drawing a blank.
Going back.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm kind of retarded.
I'm kind of retarded.
Chargers take a really good defensive tackle in Christian Wilkins at Clemson. I think it's just a really good fit. Seahawks take Cody Ford out of need. Packers take Garrett Bradbury, which fell pretty far, but I think that was a perfect pick. Rams just need a playmaker, hoping either Marquise Brown or DK Metcalf fell, or maybe one of the tight ends fell. They couldn't find one, so they take out of need, maybe a little bit higher than they want to, N'Keal Harry. And the Eagles at 32 take Risner, which is fine, but I definitely think that they could have taken a corner there, whether it's Lonnie Johnson Jr. or it's Rock Ya-Sin.
All right, then. So that's the first round. As you guys know, the draft will be later tonight, as this will be uploaded on Thursday. So that's actually pretty fun. We did a quick little draft. 2 trades actually happened. Let me ask you a question. Do you think more trades are going to happen in the first round?
Definitely more trades are going to happen. You always see that more than 2 trades happen. But we'll see. Definitely going to be pretty interesting.
So besides Quentin Williams, who is the guy you thought, wow, why did he fall so low in our draft? And that's probably the real draft is going to be like way higher.
Rashawn Gary out of Michigan. And the other one I saw that fell really, a couple other guys I saw really far are the Clemson guys, which are Clelin Ferrell and Christian Wilkins, fell farther than I think they needed to fall.
Yeah, so that was our mock draft, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very exciting time. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Yo. Was that a yup or a no? That's usually a yo. Like that
I said you.
A mix.
You guys tune into our ONLOOKERS show. It's the 5th one. But we'll see if we do more in the future. It depends on what happens to Yonda. We might do a recap on Friday because I don't want
recap on Friday and maybe kind of like a preview of the second round before it happens.
Yeah. And
the second round on Thursday? One second round.
Second round's on Friday.
Okay.
Well, Yeah, it starts on Friday, but there's a couple more matches that are still going. So thank you guys for tuning into our show. And I'll be also on the show. I'll be talking about how I'm a fucking idiot for picking the Thunder World Championship. We'll get set. We'll do the rest of the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Whenever the next show is. Peace out, fuckers.
What if you wanted to go to heaven, but God said,
Wow, these are pretty cool bananas.
We made a porno.
How does it feel to be a fag?
So much water on my neck, my needle bowl of songs. So many different girls, I got a load